Hey there folks, Luke here with the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you are all doing well. Today for this episode, I am going over my Ultralight backpacking system. Now this is a really good example of the system that I use for my backpacking needs when I want to go ultra light. Now this is a good example of the system that I use. I oftentimes change things. Well, I have to be honest with you. Everybody does. I often change elements to my system to fit the needs of the trip which I'm going on. For early spring, this is my setup. So go ahead, get comfortable. Let's take a look at the gear now. When it comes to the weight of this pack, we are looking at 9.5 pounds, which fits comfortably into the ultralight segment. Now there are many segments. There's lightweight, ultralight, super ultralight, and so on. Let's not get too tied up over that right now. Ultralight is the 10 pounds or less category. So yep, 9.5 pounds. That includes all of the gear. That does not include food or water. Just the gear, no consumables. So 9.5 pounds, very, very lightweight. When you can pick up your pack and hold it out like that, that is pretty awesome. Now when it comes to the backpack, this is from Z-Packs. This is the Arc Blast 55 liter. This weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce. Cuban fiber material, carbon fiber frame. This thing is unbelievably comfortable, and it was made specifically for me. It fits me like a glove. It's the best fitting pack that I have, and that's because it was made to my exact specifications, which is really, really neat. If you are interested in more information on this pack, check out my review on it. I think I have a review on it. I have a video on it. I don't remember if it's a review or just an overview, but either way, this is certainly one of my favorite packs. As you can see here, it's a roll top. It's just really, really nice. I really like this, and I've had this for a long time, many years. It's held up to hundreds and hundreds of miles of hiking with no issues at all. Now, before I go into the inside of this pack, let's just start on the outside, shall we? I have 2 water bags, 1 liter each. Now with these dry bags, when I'm hiking, typically I have one that's full, one that's empty. If I'm in an area that has lots of water, if I'm about to hit a dry section, I will camel up, fill them both up. So 2 liters of water here. These are very, very lightweight. Together, these weigh 2.1 ounces. Very light. On the inside of this pocket here, I have a piece of bubble wrap, and this is my sitting pad. It's very lightweight, it's very tough, it's 100% waterproof, and I've been using this one piece here for many months with my backpacking, and it's as good as new. You would think that bubble wrap would pop, you know, it'd tear. It's incredibly strong, to be honest with you. And of course, when it does tear up, throw it away, get another piece. This weighs absolutely nothing. It's so light, in fact, that I couldn't even get this to register on my scale. All right, that is all of the gear that I have on the outside of this pack. If I want to, I can attach some pouches to the waist belt if I want to. Right on top, I have my rain pants and my rain jacket. This is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 jacket, and it weighs 5.7 ounces. These are the Helium pants, and these weigh 5.7 ounces. And they work incredibly well. Extremely lightweight. Very good protection. So coming up, this is my very first kit bag, and I will give you the weight of each of my kit bags, not every component inside of them. Now, when I'm backpacking, I like to have my gear nice and organized, and I find that kit bags really work well, really well. So I can look inside of my bag, I can see the kit bag that I want, and pull it out. So here's my fire kit and all of the components which make it up. I have a washcloth, a very large section of tin foil, which I can use as a lid or a windscreen. I have my MSR mug, super lightweight, 400 milliliters, it rocks. I have 2 bars of trioxane, just in case I need to use them for coffee or to get a fire going. Backup, in other words. I have a ferro rod here. I definitely could go lighter weight if I want to, but this one really works well. V3 pocket bellows, it absolutely rocks for working around your fire with your stove and so on. Very good product. I have a lighter. I have a titanium spoon. I have my Optimus Crux stove, and gas canister. I also have an additional lighter in this for backup. And this comes in at 1 pound, 1 ounce. Extremely lightweight. Let's see, the bag itself weighs 1 ounce. Very impressive. Next up, I have my dry bag, and essentially all of my food and snacks go inside of this. I have a large size Ziploc bag for trash. It does a good job of sealing in odors as well. It's very strong. I have, I don't know, 30, 40 feet of line right here, along with a carabiner. That way I can string this up, and I can use what I need to depending on how tall the tree is and so on. So this entire kit right here comes in at 6.3 ounces for the bag, the line, the carabiner, and so on. All right, folks, this is my miscellaneous kit. I have some toilet paper. I have some antibacterial wipes. I have some wet wipes. First aid kit, packed full of everything that I need for the trip. It's a very good package of goodies. I have some sinus medicine in there. This will take care of almost all of my needs when I'm out on the trail. And essentially the key for this is that it works for me. It may not work for you, but it definitely works for me. I also have some clotting agent inside of this, so if I do have a serious cut, I can clot it up. Very lightweight. Toothbrush, toothpaste. Very simple. Weighs almost nothing. This right here is like 1 ounce, I believe. And of course, I can go lighter weight if I want to. I have some Aquamira drops for treating my water. I also have some water treatment tablets as a backup. That makes up my miscellaneous kit. This entire kit is 11.8 ounces, and the bag itself is less than 1 ounce. These are Kafaru bags, by the way. You can buy an entire set. I believe there's 6 different sizes, something like that. I have a review on these. They absolutely rock. I recommend them. They weigh nothing at all. So inside of my power kit here, I have the headlamp with batteries included. I have my charging cable, battery bank for charging my phone, and I have some backup batteries for my headlamp. Now, if I have my GPS unit with me, I will have additional batteries for it as well. 8.7 ounces. And this bag, of course, is roughly half an ounce. This is my clothing bag. Down jacket. Very warm. IO merino wool. Long sleeve sweater shirt. Very warm. I have my beanie, and then I have an extra pair of socks. Very, very important. 1 pound, 11 ounces, and the bag itself weighs 1.1 ounces. Okay, so that is it for the kit bags. Let's move on to the gear. Now this is the ground sheet which I use, and it doesn't matter if I'm using a tent or a bivvy or whatever. I always have this to protect my gear. This comes in at 2.7 ounces, extremely lightweight, very strong, and absolutely critical in my opinion. I have taken such good care of my gear, partially because of this right here. Not laying my gear flat on the ground has kept it cleaner, you know, puncture free, rip free, hole free. This, for me personally, this is a very important piece of kit. I have many videos on this product right here. This is from Mountain Laurel Designs. All right, so this is my shelter right here, and everything is included inside of this bag. This is a flat tarp, Cuban fiber. This comes in at 11.7 ounces, and that includes 6 titanium stakes, countless feet of guidelines, so you can string this up any way that you want to, any formation. This is very, very nice. It's extremely lightweight for what it is. It's very strong. This is roughly 8.5 feet by 8.5 feet. Fantastic. Next up, inside of this tiny little bag right here, this is my pack cover. And this weighs 3 ounces. I'm not even sure what the material is. I believe it's a very light nylon, but a viewer sent this in to me, which I really appreciate. And this comes from ulaequipment.com. And I've used this many times. It really does work well for keeping your pack and your gear dry when the rain is coming down and the snow, if it's a wet snow, of course. Now, if you don't want to use a pack cover, that's absolutely fine. You can use trash bags on the inside of your pack. That works real well too. Also very lightweight. Next up is my sleeping pad, and this really is more of an air mattress. This is from Thermarest. This is the Neo Air X Therm. It comes in at 15.2 ounces. It's not the lightest weight pad out there, but when I'm backpacking, I'm not going to suffer. I'm not going to cut any corners when it comes to my comfort. And this thing is incredibly comfortable, and it's perfectly suited for the colder months. And here in the mountains, even for the summer months, because it doesn't get all that hot. So this is definitely one of my favorite pieces of kit. It's not the lightest weight. I could definitely go lighter if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'm not going to be uncomfortable, right? I don't want my hip bones pushing into the ground. And this right here definitely prevents that. So, yep, great product. Moving on to the last component of this kit here. This is my quilt. This is a down quilt, 900 power fill. This is from Katabatic Gear. This is the Elsic quilt, which you guys will see a video on soon enough. This is good down to 22 degrees Fahrenheit. This weighs 1 pound, 5 ounces, and I absolutely love it. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces of kit of all time. It really has suited me well. It is very expensive, I have to be honest, very expensive, but in some cases you do get what you pay for, and this is definitely the case with this quilt. It's incredibly comfortable, it's extremely warm, it's rated for 22 degrees, and I've taken it down into the teens, and stayed perfectly comfortable. I mean, it's so lightweight. It's incredibly well made too, made in the United States. A lot of this gear here is made in the United States. And all of it performs extremely well. All of it I have used countless times. I mean, more times than I could possibly count. Tried, tested, just fantastic. You know, when it comes to going ultra light, you know, some people take it to the extreme where they're gram counting every single component. They're taking their toothbrush and they're drilling holes in it. I'm not that way. I mean, some people are, and that's great. I understand it, but for me, it's not really about the weight. You know, with this loadout here, I wasn't trying to go for a certain number. And when you're going out backpacking, I don't recommend that you try to go for a certain number either. It's really important that you don't skimp out on the important gear. Just because you could go with less doesn't really mean that you should. Right? When you're going lightweight, it does get to the point where you can't tell the difference anymore, right? So this pack weighs 9.4 pounds. If this pack weighed 12.4 pounds, could I tell the difference when it was on my back? No, not likely. For me personally, I don't worry about the official total. Honestly, I wouldn't have added this all up if it wasn't for the sake of this video, because the ultimate number, I just don't really care about. I'm not really hung up on that number. If I wanted to go lighter weight, sure, I could probably get this down to 5 pounds. I could go very minimalist if I want to. But the thing is that I like to be comfortable, I like to be well protected and taken care of, and I want to have all of the luxuries that I want to take with me. You know, I don't have to have a canister stove with me. I could make do with different types of rain gear and go even lighter weight. I don't have to have an air mattress, so on and so forth, right? I don't need to have the kit bags, but that's what I personally like to carry. So folks, right there you have it. This is my ultra light loadout. This is just one example. In the future, I will have additional videos in regards to going ultralight, cutting weight, and so on, because it really is an important aspect to backpacking. So, you know, it's always important to go lighter weight if you can, but you need to be safe. You need to do what you can with what you can afford, and so on. All of those aspects we will talk about in a later video. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Comment down below. I will do my best to address them. Until next time, strength and honor. Be well.